So the conundrum when fitting an external gas point is, fill point, is where on earth do you want to put it? Do you want to drill holes in the side of your van, or do you want to hang it down below the flange underneath the vehicle, which is not great because they get knocked off or damaged or full of mud and goodness knows what. But there's actually on a Ducato quite a convenient place you can put it and hide it, in here. If you take this reflector off, which is only held in with a small nut behind the housing, an external fill point will fit in there very conveniently. There's a big space behind it with access ports into the vehicle. External access port just happens to be an ideal size to fit into that space. Obviously when it's drilled and fitted correctly, that flange will be inside this recess. It comes with a plastic housing and a little cover door itself, to which you can attach the reflector, and then when it's closed up, hide the entire thing. Beneath the Ducato, beneath the bumper, is this plastic flange under here, to which I've already routed the gas filler pipe, and that port there goes very conveniently into the channel which runs up the back rear quarter of the vehicle. You can access that from inside. In my case that's quite straightforward because I can remove this access panel here and access down inside this channel. Yes, there's some cabling and other wiring, but that channel runs all the way down to the base of the vehicle where that plastic grommet port is. I've chosen to put in a gas bank refillable composite lightweight cylinder, and I've drilled a 40mm access port back there through the back of the locker, which goes, and behind that goes straight into the channel I've just spoken about, to which I've routed the pipework and attached the appropriate fitting for the valves on this cylinder. I've used a rubber grommet to fill the port and seal the pipework. Is the rubber grommet I used. I obtained that off Amazon. I had to do a little bit of trimming of the rubber to get it to fit nicely and get it nice and snug in the hole, but it's in there nice and secure, and I can route the cable through the centre of this, so sealing the cable and making sure the gas locker remains sealed as it should do. All the fittings come with the kit I obtained from lpgshop.co.uk. They're easy to fit, straightforward, a couple of spanners, and tighten this up onto the gas pipe as appropriately. In this case, for this particular cylinder, this is a JIC 3/4 UNF thread fitting, JIC being the shape of the cup inside, and the thread obviously for the nut and corresponding fitting on the cylinder itself. The hose is 8mm thermoplastic or poly pipe rated for gas. I've got approximately 1.5 meters of pipe, but obviously you need to measure that and check that out accordingly for your particular installation. This single piece of pipe runs all the way through the port opening I've created, down through the channel, out the bottom of the vehicle, and is ready to be connected onto the external port without any other fittings at all. So there's no risk of leakage or joints in the system. In my case, the position of this hole, this port for the pipework, was 60mm down from the top of the locker, which avoids any of the metal struts that are part of the vehicle superstructure. So obviously that may vary depending upon your particular. Overall, this makes a pretty neat installation. Pipework's neat and tidy, secure. I could fit a second cylinder if I chose to at a later date. I've got to cut a 28mm access port into this housing and appropriate holes for the screws, so I'm going to use the existing hole that's been used as a centre point, because that's also where the reflector would have mounted accordingly. So I'm going to first cut a smaller hole and then open it up to 28mm. There's my 28mm hole cut, and the fitting just pops in here. Just got to drill the screw holes and put the mounting plate on the back to hold it in position. The mounting plate conveniently has slots for a nut. This slips behind the unit up underneath inside the bumper housing under there, and will, once screwed in, of course, will hold this in position. Remember to add the fixing plate over your pipe first, up inside the bumper up here, and then obviously trim your pipework to the appropriate length, leaving enough slack inside for you to go back internally, of course, because you're going to have to put the end of pipe fitting on here, ideally to begin with, and fix it and fix the fitting onto it, because it will just make life easy, because you won't be able to tighten it up properly once in situ otherwise. Okay, so it's a bit of a fiddle to get all the screws and the nuts in behind this. It takes a little bit of patience, but it's achievable. I've now just got to fit the cover plate. I've deliberately left this piece off, the back piece off, and I'm going to cut this off of here and attach a strap into this so that I can hold it in position, because this little silly hinge here just would snap off anyway, and it doesn't quite fit. It's the reflector installed onto the cap. Just going to put a little retaining cord onto this and fix it in through a hole in the bumper there, so it doesn't fall away, but it's installed neat, tidy and hidden. You need to fill with gas. Select your respective adapter, the country that you may be in. Put that on your filling port and fill accordingly. So there you go, job done. Retaining cord in place, that can push back into the hole, took it out of the way, and then finished.